So I didn't want any question about whose book this is. I brought my receipt.
Now just throw everything on the ground.
So we have purchased a license for here, this evening, and I'll do the reports each week. This is what basically is played.
Well, look
But I will need help.
Wait, oh, you know what? I sat in the wrong row.
I was just gonna tell you, you know which row you're sitting in.
We're in the wrong row. Because that's where we always sit. I mean, that's stupid reasoning.
I was gonna say, you're
That makes sense.
Okay, we're grateful for this. You and I will be rebels.
We'll be rebels.
I'll blame it on you.
We're going up the downstairs.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull it a little further up for you.
The only thing is I use it to get up. But that's okay, it's fine. Ready?
I mean,
I have
and again, there's no reason to just look down at face.
not a problem. I
You
have
have these fixations, you can't do it. You say,
I'm here tonight in case you're worried about where I'm coming. Now, were you guys here last Friday?
I
I think
was.
so.
You know why I missed you?
No, we missed you though.
You missed me? Well, thank you.
But our aim's getting better.
Huh?
But our aim's getting better.
You're English. You're way too witty for me. My niece was on Jeopardy, and it was the first night. And our family, my adopted folks, and that's how I got addicted to Jeopardy back
We watch it, I have them all recorded. What day was she on?
last Friday night.
Okay, I'll have to look and see.
And that was the
know,
last day of the regular season, so her next show, she won.
And she won?
Her next show is until fall sometime, and she wasn't even allowed to tell us until 3 weeks beforehand that she filmed it. So I found out 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time, and then I talked to her later Friday night and told her congratulations. I said, so now I gotta wait till fall to see if you win again. She kind of danced around it, and she either wins one more time and then loses, or she loses.
Oh, she's already filmed it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've filmed
I
it.
guess they film like 5 in one day or something.
They do. That's exactly right.
Now, what's her first name? Wait a minute, how old?
Rachel, you met her. She's been to synagogue with me the whole time till she's here visiting. Rachel Brad.
You know, I started watching
Hi,
Jeopardy.
I'm here
You
now.
just started?
No, I stopped.
Oh, you stopped.
I don't like Ken Jennings.
You don't? Oh, I like him. I think he's the closest thing. He's not, no one's ever
No,
made
Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek. There was only one Alex.
I started noticing that they're putting in a lot more religious
Her
questions.
name is Rachel. Okay.
Well, I didn't notice that.
We used to watch
And they're putting in more references to the New Testament, LDS history,
I hope that was
and kind of
Most
Good evening,
both.
Shabbat Shalom.
Pretty good. Anyway, and I'm just not
Oh, I
over
know. Now that you point those out, well, I'm not gonna be watching because they're all reruns right now. But I say over recording you for the show.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not over
Do I buy something called the
Oh, I
leash
don't
or
care.
something that's
I'm just moving this for a second.
Not a problem.
I figured out by doing some
I like my biology.
I think the difference is like 50 cents.
And I wasn't well. Take
I would
her.
spend the $2
She
more to
didn't have-
buy each of us a copy.
You know, she was
Warm personality.
I would buy each of us a copy of the music.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I can't say.
Intellectual property.
She and her husband have 2 children.
Gets their own
She
copy.
got her degree, her doctorate's degree in, science of the brain. Anyway,
Oh,
and she was just living her Orthodox life in New York and Williamsburg with her husband. husband. And
As in suburb of Buffalo? No, that's
no,
Williamsville.
no, as in suburb of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Where all the ultra
I was thinking,
Orthodox.
I grew up outside Buffalo, that's why. There was a suburb called Williamsville, that's what I was thinking.
And when she started on the Big Bang Theory, she told the costume people that she had to recover. She was still married then, and all of her costumes, if you look at the costumes from the Big Bang Theory, she always looks like somebody's grandmother.
Special colors.
She's all covered and long skirts. But her and her husband got divorced.
Is he Orthodox too?
Oh, yeah. They,
And in spite of that, they got divorced.
I think it was mutual. Anyway, she has a podcast that she does on her kosher home and kosher and she's a vegetarian.
Was she born here in the US?
Oh, yeah. And she,
You know, now that I think of her name, it does sound like it could be Jewish, but I never thought of that.
she did Blossom when she was a young.
Mom, we're starting! What's hers? What are they?
Oh, we're starting.
Come on up. We got room for you up here.
Hi. I'll move my coffee and everything. Here. Oh, we can sit that. No. Sit right here.
No, I'll just,
Oh, they're gonna sit.
I'm going in here.
All right.
Sorry, I want to bother him.
I didn't know you two were coming. Andrea's not coming?
Andrea is on her way to Minnesota, or wherever she's going.
Oh, I didn't know.
So she'll be gone?
So I noticed, unlike what they had said, they are not
I think you probably could come sit down.
when they're colored 12 by 12 back, I just follow the Yeah.
No, they're not bringing, they won't bring.
Not close to my house. It's kind of 12 by 12. They never lost. That had Yeah.
Well, they're not gonna do that.
Well, yeah. They do it when it's fall. They had originally told us that was one of the reviews, and then I finally asked them about it because it's fall.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Batsheva of Hell, interim rabbi here at Congregation Ahava Beth Israel for this year. I welcome you to our Shabbat service in our beautiful sanctuary, and I welcome those who are joining us virtually. We begin on page 128.
Amen.
Shabbat evening services. We are using this prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, which looks amazingly like this. It's smaller. This is a big print one. I want to remind you to turn off your cell phones and your watches and all the other things that might beep or make noise or disturb your enjoyment of our Shabbat service. We are a diverse community that encompasses a range of backgrounds and experiences. When I invite you to stand, please do so as you are able and comfortable in doing so. If you find the need to be seated, please be seated. I want to thank Eddie, who sets up our virtual streaming and takes care of us in oh so many ways. And I also want to thank our musicians this evening, Sandy Barrenter and Petra and Steve Pollock. I can't do it without them, truly. So thank you. I'm now going to coach you in setting an intention for this Shabbat. So part of that is going to involve getting your physical self settled, and part of it is going to involve taking 3 deep breaths. So as part of getting your physical self settled, and again, only if you're comfortable in doing so, please uncross your legs, uncross your arms, sit up straight. All those adults who were haranguing you when you were a child to sit up straight, I hate to tell you this, but they were right. And if you're comfortable in doing so, please close your eyes. And then when I tell you to, you'll take 3 deep breaths. When you do this, because 3 is the number of intention, you will set your intention for Shabbat for the next day of Shabbat. Your intention could be to just sit in the cool quietly for the first time all week. Your intention could be to be present with family and friends and community. Your intention can be to experience the holiness of the divine, because Shabbat is a holy day. So I invite you now to close your eyes as you are comfortable in doing so, and to take 3 deep breaths, setting your intention for Shabbat. Please join with me on page 124 in your prayer book. 124. And please read together with me in the middle of the page. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. We continue on page 131 at the bottom of the page with Yismachu Hashamayim from Psalm 96. Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yerah 138, Lecha Dodi, a beautiful hymn, elegantly crafted from pieces of the Hebrew scriptures, all about Shabbat.
We'll do every other verse, and we actually start on verse, not the chorus.
Please be seated. Page 141, Psalm 93, together in English. Adonai is sovereign, God is robed in grandeur. Adonai is robed, God is girded with strength. The world stands firm, it cannot be shaken. Your throne stands firm from of old. From eternity you have existed. The ocean sounds Adonai. The ocean sounds the thunder. The ocean sounds its pounding. Above the thunder of the mighty waters, more majestic than the breakers of the sea, is Adonai, majestic on high. Your decrees are indeed enduring. Holiness befits your house, Adonai, for all time. We continue on page 263 with the Chatzi Kaddish, the Reader's Kaddish. Yikdal v'yikadash Shemiracha Be'amad Yivrach Yirutei Ve'amlich Malchutei V'chayet Ol Yom V'chayet L'chol Beit Yisrael B'Galav ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קודשא בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה לנחמתה דמירם בעלמא ויאמרו Amen. Page 264, please stand as we begin our service. Please be seated. We continue at the bottom of page 265, or rather the middle, in the English together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding word. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Aravim. Page 266, Ahavat Olam. Please rise, the Shema, page 267. Please be seated. We continue in the middle of page 151, responsively in the English by indented paragraph. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection. Okay, so now 151, 269. My apologies. I do the skinny book rather than the book that you have, and I've got both numbers down here. So try page 269. You will see that there are indented by paragraph, and it starts with "We worship power." Is everybody good?
Yes.
Okay. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound. Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul. When will redemption come? When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves. Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High. We learned God's presence between time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom. Page 270. 271, please join us with the Hashkivenu. And on the following page, Vishamri. You picked good ones, though.
Yes. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
Page 273 is the beginning of the Amidah, which means standing. And if you're comfortable in doing so, please rise. We will say the first few prayers together, and then you will have time for your own prayers, either the prayers on the page or the prayers in your heart. Page 273. Adonai sefatatita uviaki tekilatera. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagedol Hagibor Hanorah, El Elyon, Gonei Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Yaakov, Ve'Zocher Haskelot Ve'imahot, U'Megidolah Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Atarav Le'Moshiach, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh Kol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umrayim Erunato, Lishenei Afar, Nichamocha Ha'avivurot, Umidomela, Melech Menid U'Mechayeh, U'Masliach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Yaakov, atah kadosh Shimcha kadosh, U'Kadoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Together you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We continue in the middle of page 278 in the English together, and please be seated. So we're in the English on page 278. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. We will now pause for a time of silence and inner reflection, each of us in their own heart, prayers, and meditations. Each Shabbat, we greet each other with Shabbat Shalom, Sabbath peace. And of course, we always have prayers for peace in our liturgy, both on Shabbat and on weekdays and on festivals. And there are some weeks that prayers for peace seem more urgent. Shalom Rav on page 282. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, all Israel and all who inhabit the earth. Amen. It is the custom of our congregation that now is the time when we offer thanks for all the gifts and blessings that we enjoy for our celebrations and simchas. I would like to invite anyone in the congregation who is celebrating or who has something that they are especially grateful for to share their joy and thanksgiving with our community. So who has something that they are celebrating this week? Okay, we'll start right there.
I think it was probably the same thing. Despite all the wild piles and fires and road closures, we managed to make it to visit our cousins in the Portland area, and we had a very nice visit there.
That's wonderful.
Got to see my young cousins.
Congratulations.
And we got, my husband and I celebrated our 40th anniversary.
40th anniversary, there you go.
With our cousins, what?
There you go. Okay, you had your hand up, I think?
Yeah, I'm just thankful to be here today. I haven't been able to come for a while, and to thank everyone at Cabby who's helped me through some time.
We are happy that you are here. So we're glad to be your celebration. Yes.
So I was able to spend a week with my daughter Tova, her wife Michelle, in Pacifica, California, 59 degrees. I was thinking about just fog, no smoke. But we had a beautiful Shabbat together, and Ellen, we're so happy you're here tonight.
Okay, who else is celebrating? Yes.
Mine is a little off the normal course, but I missed last week because my niece was on Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the last show for the season, but she won.
There you go. Now there's a cliffhanger.
Well, I have a little extra information.
Don't tell us. Spoiler alert.
I'm not allowed to share.
That's definitely a cliffhanger between one season and the next. Okay. So that's a lovely celebration. Any others? Yes.
Our daughter will be 41 next week, and our oldest son, Jeff and Jenny, will celebrate their 17th anniversary on Sunday.
That's phenomenal. That's really wonderful. That's great thing to be able to celebrate. Anything else that someone would like to share? I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay. For all these things, Eternal One, we say, Modim anachnu lach. We give thanks to you, source of all. May we go from strength to strength, and may we always offer our abundant thanks for your many blessings along the way, and let us say, Amen. We now think of those who are ailing or in care, and we ask for names of congregants and friends who are in need of healing. Healing of body, healing of spirit. And this is before we say sing the Misha Berach prayer, found on page 371. I'm going to ask for names within the sanctuary, and those of us who are joining us virtually, please mention those names now. Yes.
Jeffrey Colwick.
Jane Foreman.
Melissa Atkin and Estelle Washington.
Donna Reddas,
Laverne Stevens and Lisa Hurst. Barry Preminger, Benny Kaplan,
Freddie Wachtell,
I thought I saw a hand over here. Yes.
Dave and Arlene.
Sunny and Ivan and Steve Berter.
And to those names, I'm going to add Sheila McLean, Simon Rosenblatt, and Ginger Schulman. Page 371. When I lived in the Boston area, which is now many decades ago, there was a sign along one of the roads that was most prone to congestion that said, if you lived here, you'd be home now. And that sign comes to mind as we reach the end of the book of Numbers. The Israelites are now on the far side of the Jordan River, across from the land that they've been promised. They have finished a successful campaign against the Midianites, and we read, now the Reubenites and the Gadites had a very great multitude of flocks and herds, and when they saw the land, behold, the land was a place. It was a place for flocks and herds. Immediately, a request comes from the tribes of Reuben and Gad to Moses. They ask for permission to live where they are at that moment, on the far side of the Jordan River, on land that God has given them in their vengeance on the Midianites. Moses' reaction is swift and angry. Everyone has agreed to go together into the land promised to their ancestors, and now two tribes are thinking, if we lived here, we'd be home now. There will be much work ahead of the Israelites, and to have two tribes pull out will weaken their forces. Moses' first challenge to the two tribes is, are you going to let everyone else do the same work in the new land that has been done here without contributing? The response of the Reubenites and the Gadites is that they will provide troops for the efforts of the rest of the Israelites as they enter the land. Rashi suggests that Moses' second challenge to these two tribes has to do with the morale of the rest of the Israelites. Moses recounts the story of the 12 spies and how their report of the land, combined with their own lack of faith in God, had disheartened the people and resulted in 40 years in the wilderness. Moses worries that if these two tribes do not cross the Jordan now, then the other tribes might be discouraged. His concern seems justified because although his current discussion is with the tribes of Reuben and Gad, the tribes which remain on the far side of the Jordan will eventually include not only Reuben and Gad, but Manasseh as well. The follow-up request from the Reubenites and the Gadites to Moses is, "We will build here sheepfolds for our flocks and towns for our children." Rashi, the medieval commentator, suggests that this verse proves their priorities. They are more concerned with their wealth, flocks and herds, than their children, because they mention their flocks and herds before mentioning their children. And their original request to Moses only mentions flocks and herds, and their desire not to cross the Jordan. Even in their original characterization of the land that they are interested in, the text only talks about the suitability for cattle. Interestingly, there is no other indication in the text that Reuben and Gad have that many more herds and flocks than the other tribes. So one commentator suggests that they didn't have any more wealth than any other tribe. They just thought about it more often. Based on Moses' subsequent reply, "Build towns for your children and pens for your flocks and herds," Rashi states that Moses is in essence saying to them, treat the things that are most important as most important, and treat what is secondary as secondary. First, build cities for your children, and then pens for your flocks. The Reubenites and the Gadites hear Moses' rebuke and change the priority of how they mention their children and their wealth in the rest of their discussions. In the end, Moses agrees to their plan after enlisting them to provide elite troops that will lead the Israelites into battle. These troops will not be sent home until all the tribes are as well situated as the tribes of Reuben and Gad. People make choices about where to live for a variety of reasons, as I well know. The Reubenites and the Gadites are making their choice, a choice that will separate them from the rest of the Israelites, based on how the land appears, before God gives them the boundaries of what each tribe is going to have. They only know how it looks, and that it seems to be good for cattle. They only know that they want to be home now. They think that this land will translate into wealth. By making this choice based on appearances and wealth, the two tribes are like Lot in the book of Genesis. In Genesis 13, Avram, not quite yet Avraham, and Lot, his nephew, can't seem to coexist in the land promised by God. Their herders are fighting. To create space for each, they agree to separate. They go to a place where they can see the land, and because he trusts that God will make sure that he has what he needs, Avram gives the choice to Lot. Lot chooses to go to the east, where there is a well-watered plain, because he thinks that this will give him the most wealth. Of course, this is also the location of Sodom and Gomorrah, so we can see making a choice on where to live based on how it looks, not always so successful. We show the rest of the world our priorities in how we spend our time, how we spend our money, where we choose to live, and all the details of our lives, large and small, including how we speak of those details. We are not always successful at matching what we think our priorities are with what we are actually doing. An example of this comes from the story of the Kotzker Rebbe, A man asked the Kotzker Rebbe to pray for him in order that his sons might study the Torah diligently. The Rebbe replied, if you are diligent in study and your sons see it, they will imitate you. But if you neglect your own studies and merely wish them to study, they will do likewise when they grow up. They will neglect the Torah themselves and desire that their sons do the studying. There are many priorities that we consider as we make any of the choices in our lives, both important and seemingly minor. Sometimes we do not take the time to examine whether or not what we say is most important in our lives and what the reality of our lives indicates is the most important are the same. Taking the time to think about this requires determination and strength, but in the end, this self-examination strengthens us as we align ourselves more fully with our priorities. The choices are ours. Knowing whether there is a gap between aspiration and reality allows us to make the shift to make the aspiration into reality. We begin to conclude our service. I invite you to turn, please, to page 586, the middle of the page, and I invite those who are comfortable in doing so to please stand. Aleinu l'shapeach maton hakol, latein kedula leyoser u'reshi, shelo asan kiboye aratzon, ve'lo samanu kudish b'chota atamam, shelo samanu kenu kadem, ve'gor aleinu kechol mamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lefnei Malchei Hamachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yireh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Please be seated. Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's cottage, starts on page 598. At this time, we think of all those who have gone before us, those whom we remember and miss, those who we still mourn in the still, silent places of our hearts. We are currently in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Pam Human. We also recall Joseph Stern, John Barnett, Shira Cronenberg, Harriet Barrenter, Maria Stern, Edward Levitch, Judith Tellman, David Thompson, Judith Gardner, Marion Holmes, Alan Salzberg, Linda Tell, who died in the past months. Are there others whose names you wish to mention as we prepare to say Kaddish?
Philip Vogel.
Bob Copeland.
Norman Suchar, Lee Wald, Joe Hagan, and Sally Rogers.
Louis Philip Vogel Sr.
Rhoda Herman.
I invite those who are joining us virtually to say the names of those that they are remembering now at this time. I now invite the mourners and all those whose custom it is to do so to rise for Kaddish, page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach birutei yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalah u'bizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach B'nei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kusho barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiram be'oma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'romav. Kuya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. We say zichronam levracha. May their memories be for blessing, and may peace come to all who mourn. Please be seated. Is there anybody who has any announcements tonight of congregational events? Yes.
Rosh Chodesh is this Sunday. I think it's 3 to 5. Here, it's gonna be here.
Yes, it is definitely, I know it's Sunday and I know it's here, I just don't remember which time it is. Okay. Any other events that anybody would like to share? Are there any newcomers, guests tonight who would like to introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Louis. I just moved to Boise in the past few weeks.
Hi Louis, welcome to Boise.
I just moved from Phoenix.
So you're at busy in the cold.
Okay. So our closing song tonight is Lechi Lach, page 642 in your prayer book. Sorry, 645 in your prayer book. Shabbat in the social hall, which is just across the way. So the list that I have okay. Just wondering how so Steve, how's the foot? Yeah? So what happened? Okay.
Jewish women started.
You're supposed to go to your position?
Now she's.
Where?
You wanna go first or?
Oh, the trip? You could have just said the trip.
Takes me a minute to get up anyway. Plus I gotta fly it.
Thank you.
Steve went to find out who volunteers are trying to look for Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, and he couldn't find any.
Really?
Barnes and Noble.
Not even like a Lonely Planet or something?
Someone will come up to you with a dream. You don't even know how it works.
They tell you
They just found this ring, and I guess they're going to give you advice.
Another good thought-provoking sermon.
I'm sorry? Thought-provoking sermon? Always happy to do the thought-provoking sermon.
This person in conversation, and I'm saying, it's a scam.
Wait a minute, I'm not a Jew. But I forget how they turn that into money.
I couldn't figure out how they turned it. And then there was a guy with
Very nice search.
free shells.
Thank you. We will miss you for the next couple of weeks, let me just say that out loud.
You never win,
You will never win.
don't do it, and there was all kinds of people doing that too. So,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
When we went to, on a cruise, when we went to Israel and then Egypt, and they said, don't get, the head of the thing said, don't get on a horse, don't get on a camel, don't get on a camel. And he ended up on a camel.
The thing there is you get on the camel and they take your picture, but you have to pay to get off.
And this guy, the tour director, ended up on a
That's the
camel.
scam.
So you have to pay to get on, and then pay to get on.
It's free, get on, take your picture. So if you want to
Well,
get
good job.
Do they have a set price, or do you just give them a tip?
Well, a lot of them at the Puritans say, one Obama dollar. At the time he was president, so one Obama dollar.
Oh, that was funny. You decided not to bring everything in your, you didn't bring the entire thing. Your music.
I just have to write some music. Okay.
Okay.
Steve, heal up.
Thank
Now
you,
you're
Steve.
on
I appreciate it. But you're right, the show must go on.
Show must go on.
What show?
Your show.
The roadie has to do his
Oh,
thing, the
yeah.
show must go on.
I could carry that.
I'm glad you're feeling better to do it.
Oh, you know what, I'm okay. I'm okay, this is not big.
It was that thing where he doesn't want everybody walking up to him asking about his split, but it didn't come on.
It's just me.
He can't drive.